Part 1, the psychology of the admissions counselor. The main objective they're looking for is something called attrition. That basically means a kid that's stable, that they say and do and they follow through. All right? So the goal of an admissions counselor is to pick a kid that's actually going to go to that university, not fail out, not drop out, graduate in 4 years, become an alum, join the Alumni Association, and then live in that state and pay taxes. Remember, public universities are funded by state taxes that come from property tax and from your income tax. So that's the goal. All right. What you want to do is you want to create a profile that suggests that you're a kid that knows exactly what you want to do. You don't want to take any twists or turns and show them that you're not really sure about what you want to do. Anytime that you can show a sense of maturity in, I like this, I want to do this, I want to continue doing this, and this is a logical path from step A to step Z. All right, let me give you an example. So here you see that there's 2 lines. The top line here is a straight line with attrition, and then the second line here is kind of jagged and all over the place. So let's start with the example. The example starts like this, and I'll present it with the jagged line first. Okay, so here we are. My story, let's just make it up. Let's just say, oh, when I was 7 years old, I used to go into the street and I used to kick a rock. And I'd love to kick the rock and find the rock and kick it down the sewer. After about 2 years, I got bored kicking rocks. So you know what I decided to do? I decided to kick a ball. I got a ball, and in my backyard, I started just kicking a ball, kicking a rock. Then I bored with that, so I started kicking a ball. About a year later, I got bored with kicking a ball, so I decided that, hey, I'm going to do something totally different. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to play kickball. I'm still kicking something, but I'm kicking something totally different. Instead of a small ball, now I'm kicking a rubber ball. I played kickball for 3 years, and after our 3 years of playing kickball, I decided I was going to do something totally different away from kickball because I got bored with that. I decided that I'm going to play soccer. And when I play soccer, I'm still kicking something. After I got done playing soccer, I decided I was going to go into karate, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick the bag. All right, so you see how I'm all over the place. It looks like I'm changing my mind. I don't really know what's going on. What you can do is you can frame this from start to finish. It's all about the presentation. Go and look at the straight line now. Watch this. When I was 6 years old, I was really interested in kicking stuff. And the first thing that I decided I was going to kick was a rock. In the street, there was all kinds of rocks. I kicked the rocks down into the sewer, made the street cleaner. Then, as I got a little bit more mature, I developed my skill of kicking, and I decided I was going to kick a small ball in my backyard. From the small ball, I transcended into the next level where I became a kickballer. Now, not only am I kicking a bigger ball, but I'm kicking a bigger ball in a bigger field with other people that are involved. From kickball, I went into playing soccer, which is a kicking thing as well. Now, it's even more refined. Finally, as I got into high school, my kicking habit became kicking bags at the karate studio. Now I look forward to my next kicking adventure, which potentially could be kicking butt in school. You see how it's like kick, 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 kick? It's transcending from A to B to C to D. It's saying basically the same thing. But what you're doing is you're presenting in a step-by-step manner that means and shows that there's some type of thought process. So remember, try not to show that you're all over the place by changing this, changing that, changing this. Start with one thing and then say, after I mastered that, I went into something more complex. Even though it's something different, try and find the relationship. You saw how kicking in karate and kicking a rock are still related somehow? So, once again, the psychology of admissions counselor is all about attrition. What you want to do is present yourself in a mature fashion that shows that you're learning and progressing from A all the way through the steps. That makes sense because when you get in college, if you have a logical plan starting at A going to Z, it's going to look like you're more mature instead of changing your mind and doing something different. Because if you show that you change your mind all the time, who knows what happens after your freshman year? Maybe you want to change majors. Maybe you want to change schools. Maybe you want to change states. Maybe you want to travel to Europe with a backpack. Maybe you don't want to go to college. Remember, the more mature that you can show, the more the attrition will pop through and your application will be much stronger. Attrition, kids.